What's going on, guys? Nice guy driver. All I need, part-time is $120 a day. I want to average bare minimum $20 an hour, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the late part of the afternoon, and go home. Uber has made that very challenging lately. I'm not even trying to make a lot of money. I'm only out here part-time, but just a few months ago, in 4 hours, with bonuses, of course, and tips, you used to be able to easily make $120 in 4 hours straight, usually in the morning. I noticed they're giving me a lot less moms taking their kids to school. That could be related to the demand. There's more people out here. The economy's not looking good, so I think more people are more so signing up for Uber over Lyft. I don't think Lyft is 100% saturated, because why else would I be getting these long pickups on Lyft side? So I don't think Lyft is saturated. I think it's really the Uber side. But there's another thing going on with Uber that I'm trying to figure out, because I'm seeing it in other markets. In other markets, what they're doing is, after you decline, I want to say 3 rides, you'll get put in a timeout. But they're telling those people in those areas. I didn't think that came to Connecticut. But I'm starting to feel like, I could be wrong, every time I decline 3 rides in a row, I'm only getting the trip radar. And they announced they were doing that in other areas, but I didn't think they were doing that in Connecticut yet. I'm feeling like that's happening silently in the background. They're not saying anything. So it's almost like, and the offers are getting lower and lower and lower on the Uber side, which pushes a lot of drivers to drive a little longer. It's even pushed me. I broke my own rule, because it's pushing me to drive 6 hours a day over to 4. And I chose to break it up because there's a lot of dead time. I want to say between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Just a lot of time just dead. So it's becoming a lot more challenging to even drive Uber and Lyft part-time with the way that they're pricing these rides. It's getting ridiculous. And then I'm seeing a lot of Uber YouTubers kissing up to Lyft. Oh, Lyft's doing this. They're amazing. They're doing this. They're doing that. I'm not seeing anything amazing about Lyft. Then again, I'm here in Connecticut. We're not getting a lot of bonus offers here in Connecticut, at least not on my side of Connecticut. I don't want to speak for all of Connecticut, because I noticed they treat different parts of Connecticut differently. I believe if you're a rideshare driver and you're further upstate, say Windsor by the airport, all the way into Hartford, I believe they're going to give you more because they want you to drive like a racehorse in those areas. And I believe if you're closer to Norwalk and Stamford area, I believe you also will get more bonuses because they're trying to push you to go to New York. I'm not falling for those trips. The surge, they're playing around with the surge, as I'm sure you guys have seen. Show Me the Money Club has talked about this, where you'll see the map lit up, but you're not seeing how much you're getting. They just make up a number that just give you. and they'll price the ride super low and then add on the surge, which kind of isn't fair. You should be getting the surge on top of a decent paying fare. And it forces you to drive further because the rides that I'm getting offered that have like a big surge, it's funny how if I don't take the longer trips, the surge just disappears. So I believe Sergio on Show Me the Money Club, Rideshare Guy Network, I believe he's right when he says this is an individual thing. It's not a glitch. They're playing games with the surge on more so the Uber side. I don't think they're playing with surge on Lyft. Lyft just isn't showing surge at all. At least in my area, I'm not seeing any surge at all. All I see is this bullshit dollar offer that they give you, and it'll just be random. It'll just be a random surge spot, and it's usually right where you're sitting or not far from it, and it'll be like $1. So I'm not impressed by anything Lyft's doing lately. I'm not impressed by the new switch feature they got. I think it's just another form of a trip radar that Lyft is trying to use to entice you to take longer trips, pay you a little bit less on the trip, but they're adding in that little surge so you think it's paying you a lot more. I don't understand how these rideshare companies are going to go much longer nickel and diming the drivers. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how this business model is going to work for the next 5 years. I don't see how it's going to work. The only way you guys will see me in any form of rideshare going into the future is probably a fleet situation where I sign up for the Uber fleet and you got to do that minimum ride. I think it's what, a 1 trip a month to keep your status. That may be the only way that I'll still be in rideshare. I'll get a Uber Black fleet account. This way I could sign on and bring on more drivers in the future. But I don't see a long-term future in rideshare even next year, guys. I don't foresee me doing this going into next year. And we only have about, what, 6 months left in this year? How hard is it for me to do part-time and still get the 120? It's become very challenging because I gotta add a lot of bonuses to my route. I gotta be overly nice to get the higher tips. I gotta be overly nice and friendly, which a lot of you are probably gonna say, well, you should be doing that anyway. I guess, to be polite, I guess, but I feel like I'm going above and beyond with a lot of these people just to get a higher tip. Where if I were just nice, I would get maybe $1, $2. I'm getting sometimes $5, which makes up for the past 5 other people that didn't tip at all. So I'm getting from $5 to even $20 tips. But when you get them, you feel like, okay, this is great, but it just made up for the last 10 people that didn't tip. You know, like I got a $20 tip from a guy, and I felt like, wow, this is amazing. But I also was doing the math. I was like, you know what? I did about 8 trips already today. Not one of them tipped. This $20 just literally just made up for all 8 of the other people. In my opinion, the average person should tip bare minimum $1 to $2. Every trip, everybody should tip $1 to $2 bare minimum. But that's just not happening for everybody. And like I said, it's getting more challenging. It's pushed me to drive 3 hours in the morning now, 3 hours in the afternoon, still part-time. That's 5 days a week. At least Saturday, I will do at least a half a day. Sunday, I will probably do, if I'm in a good mood, a half a day. Which a half a day for me is only 3 hours. And in the comments, a lot of drivers are going to be like, oh, you're lazy, drive more, drive more. They don't understand that I'm building another business in the background. So after those 3 hours in the morning, I come home and I start working on videos for my other channels. They don't know this. They think that that's my retirement plan, guys. The other channels. This is not sustainable. This is not sustainable when going in the future, they're just going to continue to nickel and dime the driver. I think upfront pricing and destination was a plan all along so that they could take more money from the driver. Let's give them what they want, upfront destination, but now we're going to take more on the back end. That was theirs plan all along. And of course, Lyft just followed along. The two jamokes, they used to run it. And I gotta say, David Risher, this new guy running Lyft, yeah, he's made a lot of changes lately. But I don't think he's the messiah that everybody's trying to make him out to be. This guy's doing what he gotta do to get his raise. And he's trying to prop this company up so that maybe they can sell later. Maybe. It's a big maybe, because I'm not kissing up to Lyft, because I just don't believe Lyft is doing anything spectacular. They are making a few changes, but it's nothing to make me go, woo. I mean, I'm hearing the other areas, I'm jealous because I'm seeing you guys getting all these big offers and these bonuses. I'm not seeing them. And I'm sure there's other parts of the country that also aren't seeing them, especially if you're in a small city. So I'm not impressed by Lyft. I will say this. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm getting a lot more offers on Lyft than I used to get. Like, I used to feel like there was a lot of pauses in between trips. I feel like they're getting better at giving me offers, because I think some drivers had left Lyft, jumped over to Uber thinking, oh, Uber's going to pay us more, because they used to. Now they're realizing, Uber's trying to play games, because when you decline rides, all of a sudden you'll get nothing but Trip Radar rides. And we all know what's going on with Trip Radar. It's the worst rides that all the other drivers said no to this. Nah, I don't want it. I don't want it. How many more years do you guys think that they could go nickel and dime the driver? Put it in the comments. I'll give it another year before something drastic is going to happen. Like, you're going to start seeing a lot more strikes, a lot more politicians putting out some bills that is going to make some change. You guys already seen it. A lot of states are fed up. They are fed up with how Uber wants to nickel and dime the driver, and dare go back to the stockholders and be like, look, I got you guys more money. Where'd you get the money from? The drivers. Passengers are starting to know it because the drivers are telling them. Yeah, we're not afraid anymore. Drivers are straight up, this is all I got for this trip, lady. I had a lady just the other day, and she was like, yeah, I'm hearing you guys aren't getting paid well. I straight up showed her, look, never give your phone to the passenger, because they're scammers too. But just show them, look, I only got $4 for this ride. I only got $5 for this ride. Some of these longer trips, I only got, look, $10 for this ride. So yeah, it kind of backs them in a corner where they feel like they got a tip. Good. Because that's somebody that they normally wouldn't tip you if you did not tell them that. And a lot of people are getting on me, oh, well, you shouldn't have to con people into giving you tips. It's not conning, guys. I'm simply telling the truth. And if they feel bad and want to tip me for it, so be it. So be it. I just don't think this is sustainable to keep nickel and diming the driver every year. I'll give it maybe another year before even Connecticut is going to be fed up. Connecticut drivers are going to be fed up. It's probably the alliance in New Haven. I know they got a large community of drivers that work together in New Haven. It's not everywhere in Connecticut, unfortunately, but legislation has got to happen because this is crazy. This is crazy. And it's forcing people like myself, part-time, to drive a little bit more because they're trying to make what they're used to making. And you don't even know you're doing it. Like one day I caught myself driving longer. I didn't realize I was doing it because I was trying to hit a certain dollar amount. But I'm also trying to work on my other business. So I try to get home in between that dead time, try to put up at least a video on my other channels and work on my future, because this ain't it. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're impressed by Lyft and you think Lyft is doing something dramatic, put that in the comments too. I'm not getting shit in my area. Let me know what Lyft is doing great for you guys in your area. Put in the comments. And Uber, I think, is just being greedy right now. But thank you guys for your time. Listen to me rant. I just got back home. I'm going to go eat something. Probably try to put up another video. And then I'll be back out this afternoon. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for your support. Subscribe, like, comment. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.